Ayo YouTube, Zoleti Kawam Tem is the best of doing in the country, and it is what it is until it does what it does. So today, guys, we're covering the UNDP event at school at Gualuseni. So we have the organizer himself for Swaziland, Mr. Franklin. So how are you, sir?
Very good, thanks.
Please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Henrik Franklin, United Nations Development Program, UNDP, resident representative in the Kingdom of Eswatini.
Yes, sir. So, sir, please tell us what was being done here by the UNDP today.
So every year since 1990, UNDP has produced something called the Human Development Report,
Yes, sir.
which is done globally. And the idea is to not just look at development from an economic perspective and profit, but really looking at different dimensions of what is needed for a human being to have well-being, and that's the Human Development Index. So this was the 2025 report, which was launched about 2 weeks ago in Brussels, and we wanted to have a national launch to disseminate and advocate for the main message around this report, which this year focuses on artificial intelligence for development. Yeah.
Yes. So, sir, just last question. As students, how can we incorporate AI into our learning?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think AI is really the future of the world, And it wasn't reinvented yesterday. It's been there for quite some time, but sometimes we just haven't known it's there. But the key thing is to really find this collaboration between AI and us humans. No? So we don't need to fear it. We need to harness it and leverage its potential to enable us to leapfrog into new solutions that maybe weren't possible before. But by getting all this information from around the world,
Yes.
What does have to happen though is, I think, continents like Africa and countries like Eswatini, I mean, AI is basically only as good as the information that gets into it. So we have to make sure that solutions and information coming from Africa and Eswatini gets into AI, so that not just solutions for here, but Eswatini can also contribute to solutions elsewhere.
Yes.
So I would say that, and also making sure that as students you contribute to developing AI tools and solutions that can be used by citizens all over the country, not just urban areas, but rural areas, persons with disabilities, trying to incorporate Siswati into the tool as well. I think that's important. And being part of the force. I think if we don't embrace AI now, I think we will be left behind. So using it in a positive way, but also being cautious. I said in my speech that we have to balance artificial intelligence with emotional intelligence as we do our decision making.
Okay, sir, we saw about 20 students from Waluseni, Babani, and Rio campus as student ambassadors.
Yeah.
What do they do really? What is are they working, or is it an intensive program, or is it just they are volunteering?
Yeah.
What do they do?
It's the UNDP Student Ambassadors Program. It's part of a global program that's existed in quite a few countries, and this year we wanted to launch it here in Eswatini, and it's a purely volunteer-based system. So we had a call, and then we selected, I think it's around 20 or so students for this cohort. We're starting with this region and UNESCO students, but hopefully in the future it can be expanded. And really, they are there to help us disseminate and advocate for the work that UNDP is doing in the kingdom to promote the Sustainable Development Goals. And I've really seen a big change since they arrived, using social media and other things to amplify our messaging. So big thanks to them, and keep up the good work.
Oh, okay.
My name is Pila Zamini. My friends call me PhD though, but it's just my initials. I don't have a PhD. It's PH for Pila and D for Zamini, and I think I like it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I once attended a session, and then you said you have a master's. So I'm thinking you're finally gonna get the PhD.
Hey, look, especially the time. If the time as a resource allows, maybe I will pursue it. But at this point, I think with the qualifications I have, with the skills that I have, I'm still able to navigate life without it. But you never know what the future holds, right? Yeah, and yeah, maybe.
Okay, let's get into today's event. What was happening today? What was the gist of today's event?
So basically, UNDP today was launching the Human Development Report for 2025, HDR. So essentially, what that is a global report about just human development issues, in different countries. Of course, because we're in Eswatini, we're focusing on Eswatini today, and we've made some strides in terms of human development. And human development, at least the index, looks at health, it looks at knowledge, and it looks at standard of living. So I wouldn't want to delve much into it. I'd love to just encourage young people, especially, to go into the UNDP website and look at the HDR 2025, download it, and then immerse yourself into it and understand exactly what it is about.
Okay. Okay. How does AI like enter in the banking world? Because I see Standard Bank here.
Yes, so the
So
theme for the day obviously was it's a method of choice and looking at people and AI
yes,
and essentially the effects of AI in our daily lives today. So I can say that in the bank and in many other sectors, AI has been integrated into how business is done. It has also been integrated into how services are being provided. So there's a lot of integrations that are going on there. You look at platforms like Unayo, for instance, and you look at how you can very easily onboard, scan or take a photo of all of your KYC documents, take a picture of yourself, get validated and get an account almost instantly in the comfort of your home. And that is a tech-powered innovation. There's a lot of AI going on there. If you get into some of our online platforms, our digital platforms as well, there's elements there that are being driven by AI. So we're in the time of AI now, and we cannot run away from it.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. We know next week is Luchu. No, next week is Bushfire.
Yes.
But in a few months to come, we are going to Luchu Festival. I don't know how far your connections go, but like, would you get us some tickets so we vlog them and like?
Well, for a good price, I can get anyone tickets. For a good price, I can get anyone tickets. But you missed out on the early bird tickets. I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago they were released. But I understand they were sold out in a matter of hours. So it shows you how big the festival is and how much people want to come to the festival. Let's link up. Let's see what happens. But I must say
Can
that
you have student prices though? Like,
you
please, guys. Like,
well, I mean, if this is a popular podcast, I'm pretty sure the organizers of the festival will hear you,
yes.
and maybe they will make some arrangements for students in the future.
How
I don't
make
know.
it trend one way or the
Make it trend. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having
your
me.
time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, how are you, sir?
I'm okay, thank you, and yourself, Gamma.
Please introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Chongwa George. I'm a philosopher of economics and basically economic policy. And I'm also an author, a researcher, and also a capacity developer. Yeah.
So, I just want to ask about today's event. What was happening today here?
Well, basically today it was the launch of the global, development report, the human development report,
Yes.
which is the groundbreaking for our country as well to look into certain specific areas from the choice perspective of how we can contextualize the human capital development aspect.
Yes.
So that is basically what was the theme or the reason of us gathering here.
Yes.
Yeah. So I look at it from the element of technologies, but technologies to what extent and to how, the why aspect. That is how I look at things, of which we have to be very cautious of, so that technologies, Mr. Gamma, become sustainable and also become complements to human development. They must not compete,
Yes.
but must complement you. So that is how basically um, I look at technologies vis-a-vis the theme that we have had
Yes.
today.
Okay, sir. So today I saw you speaking there, and I think you showed two papers. One was a black hole, and the other one I don't know what was happening. Would you want to explain what was going on there? What were you really saying there?
Well, I wish I could illustrate right now, but unfortunately, I never knew that you would ask me. Basically, all what I was trying to say is technology, the first one, it was a, a circle with a white inside, the circle with a whiter inside, which was basically a definition of understanding the boundaries of the concept of digitalization. But the other one was simply a black hole, and I called it the black hole effect.
Yes.
Now, the black hole effect is everyone wants to jump into the black hole, but they don't understand how deep is the black hole
Yes.
and how are you going to sustain your inside the black hole. So how can you jump into a bottomless pit?
Yes.
So same applies with technology. We have to understand the boundaries and how deep we should go in terms of technology. So this is basically the deep blue sea strategy. Understand that I'm going to embrace technology to this point. But the philosophical gamma, unfortunately, the challenge we are having right now, countries, they are not looking at the black hole effect. They are simply looking at it from the competition perspective. Are we doing it? Are we better than them? Are we comparing? Which is not really an issue.
Yes.
But if you can understand the effect, you can set your own path and your own pace. And then innovation comes in from there. So that is why I stood up and brought up to say, listen here, as we are talking about these technologies, yes, they are good, but do we really understand the black hole effect and where it is going to take us in terms of generation?
Yes.
So that is very, very important for me. Yeah.
So, lastly, like in a few seconds or minutes, please talk to us about these books.
Well, this one, I'll start with this one. This is the price of civil unrest in Eswatini. This book was written as a witness. I was in the country when the country caught fire, when the economy was destabilized, lives were lost, jobs were lost, and the economy went to sub-zero. Okay, and one of the contributors to that it was simply misinformation. Propaganda was the issue, and propaganda was basically promoted by technologies, social media. You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Yes. So this book brings up the price of social unrest and how we can manage our own informations to avoid the same thing happening in the near future. So this is a preventive book. It touches about countries in Africa which suffered unrest and where are they now and what lessons can we learn from there. So that what this is what this book says. Nevertheless, this one is it's green economics.
Oh.
It talks about the issues of climate change and how we can be addressing the new technologies which are coming in, the new dimensions from the green economics perspective. Actually, this very book talks about the issues of digitalization and how it contributes to climate change, green economics, and how it harnesses the issues that we call biodiversity and the ecosystems. We talk about human beings, which is the society. We talk about the environmental sustainability, and we also talk about economic development. These three competing elements must harmonize instead of competition, like what is happening right now.
Yes.
So this is the book, Green Economics,
Yes.
Climate Change, and Policy, basically policy reform in Africa.
Yes.
So this is my contribution in the space of academics,
Yes.
and I hope Africa will keep on going forward.
Man, please introduce yourself. My name is Zoretum Tembu and
I'm Jose Rego. I am the chairman of the IAE.
IAA.
Yeah.
So please tell us what do you guys do in the IAA?
So the
Youth
IAE,
Innovators, right?
So IAE stands for Innovators Association of Eswatini. It's an organization established through a partnership with UNDP and the government of Eswatini as well as the university here. And we have an office down House 6A where we have a couple of projects we're working on, and these are youth-based, youth-led, youth-driven projects that are addressing some of the problems in society using technology and business approaches and intellectual property management, among many other things that we do. But we also do policy advocacy because the problems that we tend to see around society are those that are policy driven. If a policy doesn't exist for something, it doesn't get done right. So we're also in that space too.
Okay. As youth, I just want to know if you know, like, why is it that in Swaziland, YouTube is not monetized as of yet? But I know that the minister is cooking something with Google.
Yeah.
But
So the problem of monetization, I think it's a numbers game. You look at the supply demand aspect of this.
yeah,
If YouTube is a global business looking to monetize through adverts, and they want to sell adverts to economies that have like numbers to show for, if the traffic doesn't show for potential advertisers to create an economy for YouTube to monetize from, then the demand isn't there as much.
yes.
So it's not that we don't have YouTube content; it's that we don't have the data to show for it to the YouTube decision makers for them to justify bringing down their business to say now Eswatini can have a revenue model for them to make something off.
Yes. Okay. Last question. Uh, what was happening today here about the AI topic and everything?
So this is something that the UNDP was reporting on. It's the Human Development Report, Human Development Index report. That's focusing on how, as a country is building its human capacity, how can the challenges that we have be solved with using AI? And that's where the benefits or the advantages, opportunities lie. Although it's not quite clear for now if we can tap into those, but three things have to be addressed for AI to be included in our social problems for human development to occur. And one of those that we are interested in is in innovation being a driver for creating an economy that requires us to co-participate with AI.
Yes.
We don't want to have an economy where there's an AI sector and then there's a human sector.
Yes.
It has to be inculcated into one. And then the innovation has to be that the youth drive that innovation to making the AI be part of something that we can all be a part of.
Okay. Thank you so much, man. Lastly, please tell the people to subscribe. The name of the channel is really to
Everybody watching this, I hope you get to hit the subscribe button. The man behind the camera and in front of the camera is Zuletim Tembu,
Yes,
right? Do subscribe and follow the content. It's a building page. I think there's more content to be coming along. I think you'll periodically be creating content. So ultimately, this will be one of the monetizable channels in the very near future, locally made and supported. Thank you.
I thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Guys, we have a representative from the Ministry of ICT. We just want to ask about the government in your hand application. So, sir, who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Nobamsi, one of the project team members who are responsible for the implementation and development of the government digital transformation agenda. Yeah.
So, please tell us about the government in your hand application. What does it do? Is it free? Does it need data or it doesn't need data? First of all.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Mtambo, for the question. Obviously, every application does need data to download and to access some of the services that it is going to provide. Well, Government in Your Hand is mainly an application that is meant to make life easy for Maswati, actually to avoid people going to queue in the government ministries and departments. They'll be able to get most of the services that they need at the comfort of their homes through the mobile app, which provides services which include public work services, that is application for licenses, payment for car licenses, also Minister of Commerce, sorry, where you can actually pay or maybe apply for your trading license. Other services include our third parties like the ERS, water services. You'll be able to access the mobile apps of water services as well as ERS, as you did here that you talked about the tax power.
Yes.
Yeah, which is also accessible. Many other services, even application for student loans or Ministry of Education.
The scholarship.
Scholarship. Yeah.
Yes, we get it there. It's there on the app.
It's on the app. Yeah.
Okay.
Under the icon for Ministry of Education.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I know. We just wanted to find out that.
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
But it is a scalable kind of project.
Yes.
So we'll be adding more apps and more services from government as we move forward. About maybe every other 3 months, there'll be more apps that are being onboarded into the system.
I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Sure.
Thank you.